Everyone knows the name Julius Caesar. The name echoes through history: Roman legions, epic battles, political intrigue, but beyond the statues, the Shakespeare play, and that infamous betrayal, how much do you actually know about the man? Who was the man behind the legend, hero or tyrant? The truth is far more complex. Born in 100 BCE into the old Julii family, Caesar had noble blood but little wealth or influence. He was sharp, charismatic, and driven. He knew power in Rome was earned, not inherited. As a young man, Caesar was captured by pirates. When they demanded a ransom, he laughed and insisted he was worth more. He acted as their leader, entertained them, and even joked he'd return to crucify them. Once freed, he did exactly that, hunted them down and had them crucified. This ruthless act sent a clear message: Caesar was not to be underestimated. He kept his word, remembered his enemies, and was destined for greatness. He would stop at nothing to reach the top, and Rome would never be the same. Caesar's ambition was relentless. He climbed Rome's political ladder, winning the people's favor with games and generosity, even if it meant debt. But to challenge the Senate, he needed powerful allies. He found them in Pompey the Great and Crassus, Rome's richest man. Together they formed the First Triumvirate, a secret alliance to control the Republic. Crassus brought wealth, Pompey brought military might, and Caesar brought popularity and cunning. Their partnership was built on self-interest, not trust. For a time they dominated Roman politics, pushing their agendas past the Senate. But egos clashed, rivalries simmered, the alliance was fragile, and everyone knew it couldn't last. Rome was heading for a reckoning. Backed by his allies, Caesar became governor of Gaul. For nearly a decade he waged brutal campaigns, conquering tribes, crossing the Rhine, invading Britain. He led from the front, forging fierce loyalty among his soldiers. This personal army made the Senate uneasy. Caesar's power was growing, but his greatest weapon was his pen. He wrote the commentaries on the Gallic War, shaping his image as Rome's heroic defender. These reports were political propaganda, read across Rome. Caesar controlled the narrative, bypassing his enemies in the Senate. He became a superstar, his victories celebrated by the people. He wasn't just conquering Gaul, he was conquering Roman hearts and minds. The Senate watched with dread as his popularity soared. Caesar's mastery of war and words made him unstoppable. The stage was set for a showdown. Enjoying this dive into history? Hit like and subscribe for more no-fluff episodes like this, just the real stories that shaped our world. The Triumvirate collapsed when Crassus died in Parthia. Pompey sided with the Senate, who feared Caesar's power. They ordered Caesar to disband his army and return to Rome alone, an impossible demand. Facing ruin or rebellion, Caesar made his choice. On January 10th, 49 BC, he crossed the Rubicon with his legion, an act of war. "The die is cast," he declared. Civil war erupted. Caesar's advance was swift. Towns surrendered without a fight. Pompey and the Senate fled Rome, unprepared for Caesar's momentum. Caesar seized the initiative, but the battle for Rome's future had just begun. The Republic was in chaos. Caesar's boldness changed everything. There was no turning back. Rome would never be the same. Civil war raged. At Pharsalus, Caesar's outnumbered legions and crushed Pompey. Pompey fled to Egypt only to be murdered. Caesar allied with Cleopatra, securing Egypt's wealth and a powerful partner. Returning to Rome, Caesar was named Dictator for life, a radical break from tradition. He launched sweeping reforms, a new calendar, expanded citizenship, public works. But his power alarmed many senators. They saw a king in all but name. Led by Brutus and Cassius, conspirators plotted to save the Republic. On the Ides of March 44 BC, they struck, stabbing Caesar to death in the Senate. They believed they'd restored liberty, but Rome was thrown into deeper turmoil. Caesar's death would not bring peace. It would unleash even greater chaos. Caesar's assassination shocked Rome. The conspirators expected to be hailed as heroes, but the people mourned. With no plan for what came next, Rome plunged into more civil war. Mark Antony's funeral speech turned the city against the assassins. Caesar became a martyr, his killers fled. 13 years of conflict followed, ending with Octavian, Caesar's heir, becoming Augustus, Rome's first emperor. The Republic was gone, the empire was born. Love him or hate him, Caesar changed the course of history. His name became synonymous with power, literally. Caesar gave rise to Tsar in Russia and Kaiser in Germany. This has been History in 5 Minutes. If you found this fascinating, like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, was Caesar's assassination justice or the biggest mistake Rome ever made? Until next time, thanks for watching and stay curious.